Hasheni. Oifen Hasheni. The Oifen Hasheni seems to be pretty overlaps with Oifen Arishan. What's that?
Thought we're up to Shlishi.
What's that?
I thought that we're up to Shlishi.
Are we? I don't remember.
Chazara is always good.
Okay. That's the Ofen Hasheni and the Ofen Hashlishi. It seems to be pretty similar. The Ofen Rishon was he was kind of like in the Leif Tov's little introduction. He's pointing B'Chesed HaGadol Shalom Osa Itay V'zeh Shebara Oisa Yesh Mayin, that he brought you into existence and gave you an existence that's high, that's we're medaber. Right, and to that he gave the mashal of the baby that was abandoned and someone took him from nothing. And the second, Oifen Abaychi is playing B'Chesed HaGadol some Osita in that little introduction. That we must find in yourself the perfection of your body. Giving you all your needs from when you were in the womb, before you were born, and afterwards. So it seems to be more of that type of thing. But okay, all the tremendous benefits Hashem did to us, and how he put us together physically. Fingers, not just palms, fingers that could bend, that could work together, allowing you to pick things up, find movement, you turn a piece of paper, a page. And each finger is really necessary. When I had major surgery on my pinky, who would think the pinky is so important? For even now, I don't have full usage of it, but then it's like, I didn't realize how much you use it, even just to hold on to something. So, and the different joints, how they bend and they work together. The same thing with every part of our body. It's such a perfect thing. Our feet, our toes, everything put together so perfectly. And Hashem, I guess, created the process of birth. We're inside and we come out, and we talked about it so much, how the way the embryo lives is totally the opposite the way we live in this world. If things wouldn't change in that second of birth, we would die. We're made to live. Blood starts running in a different way, and different valves open and different valves close. And it's a tremendous nisim. Is kol hitzrochosein, how Hashem prepared for us all our needs, created this perfect machine. You need energy to make a beautiful car, a perfect car, but if there's no gas today, electricity available, it ain't going anywhere, right? So along with the perfect machinery, you need what sustains it. The Fnei Leidosai, before we're born, a whole set of needs that we could develop and live, be a living embryo. And after we're born, how it works now. The eternal lots of a person has to picture himself. Let's say this human being would be born without eyes, or dying without hands, or and then a person would come. Let's say someone's blind and a surgeon comes up with the surgery, gives you eyesight, figures out a way of giving you hands or legs. But if it's a goof and that's showing yelling that now you have that perfection. I was missing. And it was a major thing is there now. There be no end to thanking the person. Whatever you want, I'll do. What a gift you gave me, what you gave me. So much more. So much more is what we owe HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I think in the Shar Bechini it's it, but the reason we don't feel this is because we're born without understanding and we just automatically develop. So unless we teach ourselves the thought process, it's all a given. Unless we learn these things, discuss them, develop them in our minds, you don't take note of it. Or this is something I always had. I have eyes, I have feet. It's not something it's all givens. So you need to be misplaining. And after that, then you take it to the next level. So how much more did Hashem do? He did the whole thing. And he made us perfect. We're perfect things. Scientists are working so hard to try to mimic and to replicate little, different with our brains and our robots and thought. And it's all takeoffs from our body. And accordingly, so you should be drawn that. So you have to serve Hashem, and He's giving you so much. Iyov made that cheshbon. It's chorna ki chomer asisoni. Halei kecholov taticheni v'kalbina takbieni. It's you formed me. Oid oru bosa talbisheni. Gave me skin. You gave me flesh. V'at some ways v'gidim t'soichecheni chayim v'chesed asisei modi. V'gam davar ha'melech v'shalom v'kadvarim eid. He also expresses this. Kiato kanisa chilyoisai tsukeni bebet animi oidcha ki noirois neflesi nefloim asecha v'nafshi yadas moed. Oido ma kiato goichim ibetem maftichi al shteim. So that's the Oifen Hasheni, appreciating what Hashem's given us, our body. Let me see what Rav Matzio says on this. Shani.
What's special about kilosai?
What's special about what?
Kilosai. Kiata kanisi kilosai.
Well, in Chazal we find
those are the kidneys.
The kidneys is a one of the sources of chokhmah. You find that expressed, and I always I don't know. I remember what's that?
On Yom Kippur, he's boching kloyos v'leiv.
Right. So, as kids in English, we used to say when someone said something you say, "Oh, duh, kidneys." It was such an expression, and thinking about it, I guess somewhere it came from somewhere true to say that, but you're saying. So that's what I assume what he's saying about Kil Yisai. Besides, today we know how important the kidneys are for our existence, right?
Right, but doesn't it represent judgment? I mean, why did of all the organs that you could choose, he chose kidneys. Why kidneys? Why not the pancreas? Why not the liver? I don't know.
Oh, but you answered that question, didn't you? By quoting what we say on the Yarim Laroy. There's the kidneys, whatever Chazal referred to as the kloyas, seem to be a source of our knowledge, our thoughts, our morality. I don't know, right? If Hashem's boichen kloyos for leiv, what's it being boichen? Rabbi Miller always says leiv means the thoughts, doesn't mean our heart. Have a heart, but you see that he's boichen leiv v'chloyos. So it is different. It's not talking about it as a limb. Rav Matzio says here, Chazal were talking for us every morning. A place for this is baininus. Shetiknu loimer brechas hashachar. Meshabkim u'moedin labois bracha kolin yanamela. Basically, brechas hashachar, where we are praising Hashem and thanking Him for these things. Brechas sha'asili kol tzork. V'cheshbon arishin sharabi. You gave me all I need. That's the first cheshbon, right? The first. Where'd I go? Was I not on here the whole time? Well, that was the first cheshbon. Like the baby that was found in the street, and the person took care of him and gave him all his needs, right? That's also called Sarki. Cheshbon number one. V'cheshbon hasheni hu pekeh chivrim mater asurim. Shetzorachas b'nei echayisi nirei lo yili yinai. What would I look like without eyes? Refers to the fact that I have legs. He's saying that's the behind that segment of the bracha. Perhaps the first part. Right? Maybe that's another cheshbon. But besides, you gave me the body. Besides, you gave me everything I need. You also gave me that my love of not being a guy, not being a right. Maybe that'll be another of the cheshbonis. But he's saying that in the Birchas HaShachar we're actually doing this if we give it some thought. He said over here a little bit before this on the Cheshbon. Cheshbon is going to Zu Herek for Rabbeinu Yosef B'Shar Bechina. So the Cheshbon was already spent, the Shar Bechina discussing this idea. Shchayv Adam is Baini and Hashanitnu Loi Koichetz Briyos Haguf B'Nefesh B'Tzura Shlema. How Hashem created us in such a perfect. Rachmana Litzlan, if anything doesn't work, we realize how important it is and how. When it works, how perfect it is. Again, everything we were created, we were created in a way that we should be able to fulfill our purpose. Last time we learned, Hashem created the world as the place where we could fulfill our purpose in gaining Olam Haba, and the Adam is formed in such a perfect way. You could say, how do you know? Maybe it'd be a different way. This is the perfect. Hashem and His Chachmas understood the way He created us is the perfect way, so that we could earn that Olam Haba. It shouldn't be a Namad Chasufa. If a person would be created, says Matzio, in a more
condensed, compacted.
Yeah. You'd be round without hands or feet, sticking out. So you'd still be able and be obligated to serve Hashem, but you couldn't do so much. You couldn't take a little, you couldn't put on tefillin, you couldn't do Achmas Tzarchim, you couldn't do Kibbut Aveim. Every part of the body has so much wisdom, purpose. And you have to think about that because we have to serve Hashem in a complete way. So we have to see all the parts of our body and then see how we could use them and how we're supposed to use them. And he explains here where Matzio said, where the Chacham said that Hashem then that Hashem prepares for us both before we're born and we're after born, just what we need kshir tzochay So he reflects back to the Shar Bechina that the Chosva spoke about as far as the mother nursing the baby, the holes in the breast are made in such perfection. It's not too small. That the baby wouldn't be able to nurse. It's not too open, but too much milk was coming out. He's being in those words here in the Chovos haLevavos. So again, such perfection that everything should work. That's the second cheshbon. Okay, so again, that's a nice way to I guess, to picture it. The first cheshbon is Sha'asali Kol Tzarki. He gave me all my needs from when I was nothing to now. And the second cheshbon is all the pratim that I have to thank him for them. V'hashlishi, cheshbon ha'adam in Nasha, the bottom. V'oifen hashlishi, so the Leifter says she's buying b'chesed hagadol Hashem also iter bezeh shnasol seichel ubina umidas tovos. Okay, it's the next level. Besides our physical, he gave us intellect and midas, which makes us a step above other life. There's also Torah Hashem, and you have to be thankful to Hashem for that. So she asked us for cheshbon nefesh. Despite a kam gedoyla, he hatoiva shalakim ose imoy. Bezeh shenosan boy seichel v'deya v'harvei midas toivos nechbados v'nechbados. He gave us intellect, knowledge, and good midos. Shal yodam hu oila abalei achayim. That by them, I'm not an animal. Right? Intellectually, I'm not an animal. And midas-wise, compassion, usha, yira, ava, she'enim b'davrim, b'achayim she'enim b'davrim, k'may shekosav malufenu mi'behemois, oretz m'oifa shemayim yikakmin. Alufenu is from the Lashon, I guess, a teaching. Alufenu, from the animals, and from the words Hashem yikakmin. V'yitar la'atzma, yilohi l'shum seichel v'deya. Picture, if you didn't have seichel there, Adam Kamayu Oizolay, like you did seichel. Well, son, there are people who lost their minds, and then someone would come and give them back. And you come to the realization what you were like before when you didn't have that seichel. And now you were granted it. You were speaking like would his whole life be sufficient? In payment, repayment of what you owe him for giving you that. I mean, that's life. Without seichel, so we're basically like an animal, or worse, because an animal has intellects that protect them, not intellects. What's the word? Instincts that he lives by, that protects him. But you see a person who lost his mind, he can't take care of himself at all. Can't do anything. He can't feed himself. He can't take care of himself. Can't protect himself. He's even less. And if a person then comes in and gives him the seichel, makes him into what we call an adam, there's nothing you can pay the person for. Vim Cain. So if so, then our whole life is not sufficient to thank Hashem. Praise Hashem. In case the all the good, they'll end it. Endless. All right, so we're moving up. This is the next cheshbon that we have to make. How much we owe HaKadosh Baruch. All right, let's agree on this. That we're up to Ofen Haravi. for tomorrow. Okay.